Alright, welcome back everybody to Ys Origins. I am overpowered at this point of gonna do this a couple times I think, just sort of to speed up this playthrough. Right after the fight, where we fought our brother, Toll, and got the fire magic off of Unica's dead dad spirit, whatever you want to call it. And we're just going to continue up the tower here as quickly as possible. Obviously there are things that I have to do in order to progress. Things I need to pick up as I progress. Hopefully I'll remember to pick them all up. Not really sure what it is about Hugo's campaign that always just sort of bores the crap out of me. I mean, he's definitely got a different playstyle than Unica, because he can range everybody. You know, he can shoot from a distance. But like all of his spells, his elemental spells, the wind, the thunder, and fire, they're just like, to me, they're like, I don't really care for them. I mean, the wind spells is a lot nicer in terms of floating versus Unica's spell. Yeah, the thunder's a mine instead of being like a hammer, like a thunder hammer. And but yeah, this float thing, I mean, particularly after playing much Unica as I did, throw me off pretty badly because I float much farther than I do when I activate Unica's thing. So kind of weird. Like I know I could probably float over more than what I try to float over, just because he's a lot more floaty, but I'm always concerned that I'm not going to make the next platform, so that's where a lot of the slowdown occurs in this. Another thing I guess I'll point out, and I'll point it out again later on because the nature of the recording ended up losing part of one of my recordings, so I had to redo it, is that I was trying to speed run my way up the tower from the beginning of the game, again because I lost a chunk of footage and I was much farther along when I came back to record again. And you can see currently my wand or whatever stave is at level 3. Well, I'm buzzing my way up the tower and I'm not really worried about any of the upgrade materials because, you know, my guy is way stronger than he should be. You know, just so I can hurry up and get up the tower, I basically cheated his level up to, I think it was like 35 or something. Or whatever level I'm currently at anyways. And discovered that if I don't continue to level up my wand as I go, that my attack becomes such that I can't do damage to certain enemies. Like, I do damage, like, I think the minimum amount of damage that you can take or deal is 1 damage, so no matter what level you're at or what level the enemies are at, they'll always, you or they, whoever the weaker is always going to deal at least 1 damage. So if you stood there long enough, yes, a beginning level enemy could conceivably defeat a level 60 enemy, or you could conceivably, if you were able to not take any damage, defeat end of the game enemies with your beginning, you know, level 1 guy. But I thought that was kind of interesting, and I could sort of feel that going up the tower, that I felt underpowered, but I didn't really think too much of it. I thought that my level would sort of, you know, like, oh, I just need to level up one more time. or whatever, and then that'll take care of it. And it was like, nah, you know, you can put yourself at level 60 if you don't bother to upgrade your wand once. You'll get to that point where you're in Raido's Annex, and you're not able to do damage to enemies anymore. And it's like, well, I'm thinking of that period between when you fight the boss the first time and when you have to power up your evil ring. There's some powered up enemies that deal more damage, take less damage, and I went from dealing 1 damage with my unpowered up wand. What the hell? Yeah, so we know what this is. This is just, the hell is that? Some sort of disported space. A sound trap, interesting enemy. Does sport some sophisticated stuff. There must be a way through it, though. So, wanted to make sure I got that cutscene before actually continuing up here to where the Rue is. Because I originally thought I was going to get the harmonica again. But I obviously don't have the harmonica, so he's going to give me the alternate item that you need to get through this area, which, you're probably stuck here because of the noise in the corridor. Yes, give it a Rotafruit. I received the hammer. That's the other item. That's the item that Adol and them get in order to take care of this area. Instead of dispelling the evil air, we're going to actually get rid of the air that prevents you or causes the issue in the first place. So I'm just going to backtrack through here. But getting back to my point, that area, you know, like I said, was like a level 35 or something ridiculously high. But I needed to power up my wand, and I went from doing 1 damage on those enemies to doing 30 damage per hit on those enemies. And that's like, I mean, that's obviously a big deal, you know. I'm getting close to being dead here. I don't remember this. And I probably get some health here then. Maybe I die, I don't remember now. I don't know why my memory's so bad at this. No, I did get a little bit of health there, so I guess that's why I survived. I think I survived this. Anywho, that really kind of surprised me. In a lot of games, some other East games, if you want to like cheat in a way to make your you know, magic stronger or your weapon stronger, yes, your weapon is going to make a big difference between, say, level 1 weapon and level like 10 weapon, you know, in some other East games or whatever the level up progression system is. It's going to make a difference, but really in most East games it's usually your character's level more than anything else that actually causes your you know, stuff to jump. Yeah, so we're just going to warp back so we can quickly go into the Devil's Corridor and progress up the tower some more. So I did a little bit of cutting here so that I could do a little bit of leveling up off screen. So I'm going to go through this area. We're going to defeat all of the red enemies, and then you're going to see a cut, and then I'm going to be back down at the bottom of this corridor again, and then I'm going to be going back up the corridor again, because, like I said, I did some leveling up off screen to get myself to a point where I could continue to cruise. So right now this isn't too difficult, as you can see. However, he does not work well on these ramps, his bullets seem to disappear. And I don't think they continue along a straight path. They gotta actually be above ground for them to not be completely negated. You'll see me walk around to the other side of enemies on the other side of the ramps, just to ensure that, you know, when I'm shooting them, damage is actually going through to them. Like this. Because even if I shoot over their heads, I'm doing some damage to them. Whereas if I'm shooting into the ground, it's not always guaranteed that that damage is going through. Alright. This past Friday, for some reason, my coworkers got on this bend of would you rather. Now, would you rather A or B? And I may have talked about something to this extent before, but this was a special level of like, would you rather A, you know, die, or B, you know, die? You know, like the options are both terrible. Good one that stands out to in my head is like, would you rather have leg-sized fingers or finger-sized legs? Like neither. I don't want to have leg-sized fingers. You know, they don't do you any good being that long. And you know, legs as high as your fingers. I mean, if you're a dude, I mean, your balls you're just scraping. You're walking on your balls at that point. You know, at the very best, you know, you're scraping them off the ground. So you might as well just live the rest of your life in a wheelchair, because you're not gonna be able to support yourself with, even if you're, you know, even if your finger-sized legs are as thick as your legs are just as short as your fingers, it still wouldn't work. Just talking to these people. Tower is constantly shifting maze canonically. It is kind of weird. I may have mentioned this before, but like, why do you have a water area and like a fire area, and then like this is like a poison area, and then like, you know, higher up, you know, we run into the mirror area. It just, I don't know. I mean, it makes more sense to have the water below everything, but you know, below the water is, you know, more tower that isn't water, so I don't know. Feels like it would leak at some point and be, you know, kind of pointless. Or difficult to at least difficult to maintain. But the would you rather questions are gonna kind of like I said, they were in a particularly awful level of like, I don't want to do either sort of thing. Like, they're both terrible. Another one that was on the list was like, would you rather have to watch your parents have sex every day, or join in with them one time to prevent, you know, to end, you know, so you would never have to watch them have sex again? You know, it's like, okay, no, I don't want to have sex with my parents or join in, and I definitely don't want to watch them. So, like, you know, kind of like, you know, get in and get out sort of thing. Like, if you're telling me that my two options are, A, I got to deal with this for the rest of my life, you know, we're talking every day, not just, well, you know, only when they're in the mood, every day. It's like, okay, let's just pull the band-aid off and, you know, I'll you know, get really drunk or something so you don't ever have to remember it or whatever, and just get it over with. And because, like, no part of that is great, so just give me the thing that ends it, you know. Or another one was, would you rather talk like Jar Jar Binks for the rest of your life and you can't kill yourself? Or would you rather look like Jar Jar Binks and you wouldn't be able to kill yourself or something? Or no, I think it was something like, would you rather, I think it's would you rather sound like Jar Jar Binks or have to talk like Jar Jar Binks for the rest of your life? But you can't kill yourself. You can't just be like, okay, yeah, I hate both of these options, so I'm just gonna kill myself, and that's how I'll solve this issue. It's like, no, because like, I don't. I guess I can't really, like, in terms of like legitimately thinking about the question, like, you know, I guess you kind of get away with sounding like him, and you could kind of get away with talking like him, but at the same time, like, it's not a good situation either way, and it's just like, no, I don't want to do either one. I'm not gonna answer this question. It's just a stupid hypothetical. It's just a way for your friends to go, you know, ridicule you, and then you point out the obvious logic. Is like, well, you would do the other way, and they'd be like, yeah, no, you wouldn't do the other one either. They're both terrible. And I really do appreciate like how neutral they are. So like, you know, it doesn't even get into like a sexual preference. Like, oh hey, you know, I'm sexually attracted to men, so like having a bunch of sex with dudes might sound bad if you don't like, you know, you're not sexually attracted to dudes. But if like other people would be like, yeah, I'm okay with doing that. I'm attracted to dudes. That's fine by me. Like, okay. Kind of like a no, it's like kind of no-brainer, but a lot of the questions are like, they're like social taboos, so you gotta be like kind of like a weirdo to like really not have to think about something for a long time. I know you secretly love this portion of the game. Portion where like you get the little floating enemies that spawn ground enemies, and even after you think you've taken all the ground enemies, there's still more. So I kind of just cruise through this, do an initial run here, and then I'm just gonna basically turn off the lamps so I can turn them back on and unlock the treasure chest I need to progress to the boss. Excuse me. I did a lot of grinding in this area with Hugo, just as a way to level up. You know, you want to go to the area that has the guys that are the strongest and give you the most experience points. So I ran around here a whole bunch off camera and just made sure I didn't progress the storyline at all. This is the same as Unica. I just have to turn on the 4 lamps. One here, and the other 2. That's like 3 of the 4 are like practically in the same location, and then this one's like off to the side. So I'll just, you know, zip right through here, and we'll jump up on the jump up on this little thing here, and we'll nab like 2 of the 3 immediately. I was always sort of weirded out by how close these first couple ones are. I guess you're supposed to not be able to figure out how to get up to where I'm at right now, but like, you know, once you're up here, it's like, okay, here's your first one. Pretty simple. It's not very far from where you started. Okay, now we're gonna go up the steps, and then there's a left and right path. If you go, what we want to do is we want to go left first, then right. I'm not sure I can light the candle from the other side with Hugo. We might be able to do it with Unica, but pretty sure we can't do this with Hugo. I'm just gonna light it real quick, kill these guys for experience purposes, and yeah. So that's 2 in a very short area. Then, you know, I make a U-turn here and go down the right path, the left path, and then once I jump off the, the edge, to the right, that's where the third of the 4 candles are. It's like, okay, in just like one quick run, you could possibly hit 3 of them, you know, almost immediately. So this, you just get a little extra experience, I can shoot across the gap. And then we'll pick up the health up potion here as well while we're at it, since it's in this direction. So, you know, this isn't required, the Celestian Pantheon isn't required at all, but at the same time, it's in, like, if we're drawing a line, it's kind of in your path, so you might as well just pick it up, because I can't jump off here or one step up, but I gotta go around the U like this, and this is the only place I can jump down, so right there, might as well pick it up. Just a slight detour out of your way. And then the third one. It's kind of nice because when you get past these 3, you can just kind of sprint your way through and turn on your firepower to light the third one, and then you're done. That's it. You know, it immediately transports you back to the treasure chest without having to fight that big room of enemies. As I've said before, this is most East games have a banger of a soundtrack, so this is no exception to the rule. Do you have a favorite animal? Like, what's your favorite animal? I don't, like, I feel like a lot of people's favorite animal is like a group of animals. Like, my favorite animal is a doggy. Yeah, because you can, like, a number of different dogs can even fit in with a subbreed. Like, I like what a golden retriever or a Labrador is like, bigger dogs. Or I like my dog small and chonky like a pug, you know? Or I like cat. Or I like panther. Or I like, you know, bears, you know? So, kind of a stupid question to ask right before the boss battle, but I always feel like most people's choices fall into like the cat dog, you know, cat dog level of things. Like, do you like kitties or doggies? And then from there it's like, do you like the bear kitties? Or do you like the wild doggies? Or the wild kitties? Or, you know, then you also have your, like, I guess, horse slash deer slash moose category. And then, of course, you have people that like weird stuff like lizard and birds, I guess, would be another one I didn't think of top of my head. It was the same boss as before. Same strategy as before. The only difference is, you know, you can use Hugo's ability to range the enemies a little bit better, so you don't have to get as close as I'm getting. Plus his ability to hover is a lot better than Unica's with the wind power. So, and as I spoke about last time, you have to go, this boss and the next boss in particular, you definitely have to go through their phases. So you're not allowed to just overpower the shit out of this guy and just completely decimate him. You have to knock off his, you know, his arms. And then once you knock off his arms, you have to deal damage to his head. There's a limited amount of damage you can do to his head before he moves into his next phase, so... I took a little bit of damage right there. It's not as bad as I did with Unica, and then being able to range those guys is great. That was probably the biggest damage I took. Yep, head down, so I'm gonna kill you. Alright, so phase 3, I guess. I should put it. He's divided up the arena. And then this, once you get in the rhythm of this one isn't too bad. There we go. This one's particularly devastating because you have less spaces to go. Yes, he's cleared the screen. You don't have to worry about this side, but normally that's what that is, you know, there are 2 blocks lava, 2 blocks lava. And then this is the last of 4 phases. So don't get hit by his punchy punches, so that's like the worst thing you can do. Even if you take damage in the lava, as long as you keep moving forward, you're not going to take as much damage. I'm moving over this area that he scraped that came completely back to life. And that's the fight. As I mentioned with Unica, if you don't do as much damage as I was doing to his hands and face, that can take an extra round or 2 to defeat, but because eventually he does, you know, spawn his hands again. He doesn't just sit there until you do a quarter of his health damage before regrowing his hands. Gonna continue up the path, keep going, and then yep, there'll be a save spot on the other end of this. I kind of forget all the time because of the way that Unica and yeah, see, here's a cutscene. I was just gonna mention that. But what took you so well? That took you long. You prepare yourself, Toll. I wasn't ready for you last time, but that's all changed. I swear on the fact name that your life will end here and now. So you met with Commander Trova, did you? I'm part demon now. I can sense energies, but what I'm sensing from you feels unfocused, untrained, as if the power wasn't granted to you willingly, but taken by force. You go so far to gain a measure of strength. Do you even understand? You shut the hell up. What makes you think you can preach to me? You're no brother of mine anymore. You're nothing but a traitor. Yeah, I assure you, brotherly advice was not my intent. I'm merely speaking. But possessing a power you don't understand is the same as having no power at all. It would only serve to detriment in battle against me. And even less of a chance than you did before. Less of a chance than before. Give me a break. Take you at any time told, because I'm a Hugo Fact, the rightful heir to the family. You hear me, Toll? I'm coming for you. Just you wait. Your days are numbered. So